Hello, everybody. This is your boy Brian, a.k.a. B. Hearn, a.k.a. the Puerto Rican Ultimate Warrior. What the fuck are you laughing about?
I'm sorry, that phase was hilarious. It was funny to listen to you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Funny how?
I've ruined everything.
How?
Funny like a clown, that's how. Like you amuse
Well,
me.
you're up on the AKs.
I'm up. This is, what's up, guys? I'm Jordan Brown, a.k.a. USDA. Got so much to say, a.k.a. my car is in the backseat. No, that's not right.
Inside jokes.
Hey, what's up? It's Jadon, a.k.a. Jerry the Ding Dong Baller.
I love it.
Trademark.
Ooh, I like your shirt, Jerry.
Thanks, man.
Nice.
I hate it.
I have so many T-shirts for so many things.
And go ahead, guys.
Yeah, we have some newbies in the studio
special
today.
guests.
Yeah.
First off, we've got
What's up, guys? This is Lewis, a.k.a. the phenomenal Lemmy Westside.
Ooh.
and we've heard me talking about it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
My brother Skylar is finally in here.
Yeah.
The band?
The band. What's up, guys? Skylar Brown here, a.k.a. Jordan's brother Skylar, but a.k.a. Andre the Giant 3000.
People are gonna.
Well, I think someone definitely won that round.
Can't even claim it. That's one of the guys in my fantasy football league's team names. So,
Wow.
shout out to you, Bill.
We love you, Bill.
Fuck Bill.
Hopefully he's in dead last.
Does he win constantly?
No.
Well,
Bill is 0-8.
Oh, God. Who's he got on his team? The coaches?
I don't even know.
So on this
poor
episode,
William.
we are finally talking about, we have it in the AKAs. We mention it in just about every podcast, but we're going and talking about the WW. To me, it's always going to be WWF, but
Same.
WWE,
Definitely.
just wrestling in general. This is one that we've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. As a kid growing up, it was great to see wrestling come from gymnasiums to arenas and coliseums. It used to just be on Saturday mornings, and then as time went by, we finally started getting Raw and SmackDown and getting it at night and prime time. And, I grew up with the Roddy Pipers, the Brutus the Barber Beefcakes, Sid Vicious,
Yes.
Ric Flair, and, there was also the WCW. And I do not mean fucking Woman Crush Wednesday, the actual WCW, when they were two separate factions before the WWF took over. And this to me, it's all of our childhoods. A lot of people's childhoods.
Nailed it.
Got it on the second one. As I mentioned, Jerry and I are definitely more of the old school guys. Where Jordan, as well as Lewis and Skylar, are more on the new school, which we're trying to keep up a little bit with the new school stuff. Not so much Jordan, but we'll talk about WrestleMania that we went to
you
last
guys
year.
missed a bunch of stuff because you guys are so young.
That's true.
It's true.
That's
and we
true.
saw a
That's
bunch
true.
of old stuff.
That's true.
That's true.
Some
Yeah.
great tag teams
I
like
guess
Demolition.
That's what the WWE Network is for.
Bingo. Damn.
When you want to reminisce
can
and
just
see
watch
how
it.
The Rock came up when he still had hair
Exactly.
and looked like Elvis.
Oh, my God.
Rocky Maivia.
Yes.
So
I'm
without
gonna be so lost this episode.
this is going to be like the Walking Dead episode
Just
for
go
you.
sit in
You'll
the
be
corner.
okay. Jesus is in the ring. So we'll go ahead and kick it off with Skylar from the band, My Brother Skylar. Which by the time this airs, they will be playing Thanksgiving night at
right.
Stumble Stillskins.
Woot woot.
So if you're in Greensboro, make sure you check them out.
Yeah, so you just want to start off with some favorite wrestlers?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, it's hard to say. I'll just do a quick little top five. I know we're a little pressed, so I'll just do.
We're going to take all the time
We're
we
gonna do all the
want.
time. Then let's do it.
We got Stan for the whole damn night.
Oh,
It's
you're
gonna
so
be a
right.
5-episode arc.
I can't wait. My favorite. Let's see. Number 5, I would probably put as a Chris Jericho.
Okay.
His promos were really out of this world and really one of the few guys that could stand up to someone like The Rock. And when
Right.
Chris Jericho finally debuted in WWF in 2001, I think it was, and with his Y2J segment was really, really incredible. And nobody else could really touch the two of them on their promos together. Number 4, I've always said that Sting is my favorite wrestler of all time. But
Have you been lying to me all the
time? No, not at all. But
Your whole childhood's been a lie.
Going back and watching his matches, I don't really remember anything special about them. You
Just
know,
the entrance,
It was
really.
the entrance.
It was the
the
entrance.
aura,
The character, yeah,
The character
everything.
itself was incredible. But as far as a ring technician, sure, he was great for what he was doing. But
Right.
I couldn't like pinpoint. Oh, you know, Starcade. I don't know.
Right.
So it's hard to put him in a list. But maybe that'll be an honorable mention. How about we say that?
When you say Sting, do you mean Sting like when he kind of looked like the Ultimate Warrior, or when he became the Crow?
If the Surfer Sting or Crow Sting,
Right.
Crow Sting,
Crow
100%.
That guy
Crow
loved that
Sting was
movie.
the goat.
yes,
Yeah,
He must really
he
love
went
that
above and
movie.
beyond for that.
Absolutely. But
when he was still in the police.
Jesus Christ. That's what this episode is going to be.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
But then I've got Jeff Hardy, who was always a blast to watch.
North Carolina's own.
North Carolina's own. Kurt Angle
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
is one of my all-time favorites. And my actual favorite wrestler of all time, I would probably say, is wrestling right now, and his name is Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Highly recommend you watch some of his matches with the Shield. That really captured fire in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle is the saying. And
Well, we just came up with a new one.
right, exactly. The burn it down. That's what
fire
it
in
is.
a bottle
Yeah, I
works
like
with
that.
that,
All right.
You got any
Let
of
me
that?
just call Vince real quick.
You got any of that? fire in a
TM,
bottle?
fire in a bottle. TM.
But some of the matches that he's had, he did an Iron Man match. They did like a gauntlet match where he wrestled for like 2 hours straight or something stupid like that. He is, you know, they call him CrossFit Jesus because he does CrossFit and his
Actual Jesus.
He's actual Jesus,
and he's
and his
shredded
stamina,
like our Lord.
his stamina is just out of this world. So his promos, in ring, everything. He makes people that he wrestles better. It's a lot like AJ Styles, who we'll talk about. He makes people better, and that's one of the best things that I can say about him.
Nice. Very good start to the show.
Yeah.
I like it, Skylar Lewis.
All right, let's
Let me.
rock it.
What we got?
All right, so I'm gonna do. I had a top 3, but I'm gonna throw a couple honorable mentions.
Ooh, I
out
like it.
there.
I like it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
This might hurt some people, but an honorable mention. He's not in my top 3. HBK, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak
okay.
Kid.
Nothing wrong with that.
I started watching him, I guess, when it was with him and Triple H and DX.
Yes.
When the Monday Night Wars was strong. Mm-hmm. And then Triple H turned on him, and Shawn Michaels became this huge baby face. Like, he was unbelievable in the early 2000s. And then he was just kind of one of those guys like Triple H and Undertaker who really never aged in the ring. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like at Crown Jewel yesterday, Shawn Michaels went nuts.
Yeah.
I think Triple H tore his pec like mid-match. So Shawn Michaels had to carry him. Like, Shawn Michaels is what, 50?
Yeah.
52?
Yeah, I saw that
Something like that?
He's back now.
Didn't
I
they
love it.
Didn't they wrestle Kane in the
They were-
Undertaker?
I mean, it was almost
The average
like
age of that match was
whoever-
50 years old. You know, so.
Whoever dies first loses. I mean, that was pretty much the
A
stipulation.
legit
there.
real casket match.
And Shawn Michaels is smaller than both of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
So that's,
Oh,
a lot,
yeah.
that's a lot to carry.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I'm not going to say it was
they're all
a
in
good match,
shape,
but I mean, it was, Shawn Michaels can still go. Though.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
So another honorable mention with Skylar, Chris Jericho, another one of those guys that is unbelievable. Early 2000s came in, still going now. I think he's in New Japan though, a different promotion.
Okay.
Killing it. Then Kurt Angle as well. Early 2000 Kurt Angle, when he first came around, is some of the funniest stuff. He
Yes.
is one of the funniest guys on
When
the
he
mic.
still had hair.
Yeah,
Right.
him and Austin's feud was probably two of the funniest guys on,
Oh, yeah.
like going back and
fact.
forth. And I mean, he can go in the ring. Like
He's an
he's
Olympian.
arguably the best like technical wrestler of all
yeah.
time. Like
I forget who said it, but it might have been Austin, who's like, he has never seen somebody pick up professional wrestling as quickly
Yep.
as Angle did, and
unreal.
it's impressive.
And he was a hell of a collegiate athlete, too, in
he
wrestling,
won,
right?
A literal
He won
Olympic gold medal
yeah,
winner.
gold
Yeah.
He told us at length.
with the broken freaking neck.
Jesus.
So then we'll get into my top 3. This is just me. This
Get it out. Get it out.
John Cena. Listen. So he comes in.
I was not expecting that at all.
So he comes in what Vince wants to call the ruthless aggression era. That was like what, mid 2000s. Has a good match with Kurt Angle in his debut. And then he turns into this like street thug, basic thugonomics, doctor of thugonomics.
Malibu's Most Wanted on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right.
That's pretty much what it is.
But I mean, he was annoying at first. Like, he kind of got the Roman Reigns treatment, pushed to the main event, like, and always there for like maybe 5, 6, 7 years. But the past 5 years, John Cena is unbelievable how good he has gotten in the ring, on the mic. He puts people over finally.
Yeah.
Jordan, putting people over means he lets them win.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I mean, I've always liked his character. I think he's always been funny. He can cut a great promo when he has to. He can put on I don't know.
And I tell you what, the kids love him. He's done
would
what?
say you
More,
he's a cash cow, man.
He's a
Literally
Make-A-Wish
everywhere.
Foundation legend.
He
He does more than anybody
he's
else.
granted the most wishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and AJ Styles recently had, I think, 3 matches that were incredible. Yep.
Yeah, we saw him at WrestleMania last year fight the Miz, and then that's when he proposed.
Oh,
to,
the mixed
Was that
match.
last year? Was that not the year before?
No, that was last year.
Damn, time is weird.
Did you say you saw the guy in a match and then he proposed afterwards?
He proposed in the ring. Yeah.
God.
It was 2 couples fighting each other. It was a mixed tag
Which,
match.
a quick little side note: wrestling is phenomenal, but
Yes.
when you watch it live, you do miss the announcers.
It's not
It
phenomenal.
is not
it
the
is
same
not
at
phenomenal.
all whatsoever.
We were sitting there like,
You hear a body slam here and there, and you hear
Yeah.
the crowd go crazy, but the announcers fucking make it during the match.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh God!
Yeah.
No,
he didn't come back from the dead.
He is broken in half.
That's exactly right.
All right. So number 2, The Undertaker, kind of a guy like HBK. I mean,
Love him.
Look, the guy was given probably the worst character ever. Hey, you're this dead like wizard guy. Like, do what you can with
Especially back in the day,
"Now run
too.
with it, go,
it.
go, go,
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
And you gotta have this creepy guy tag along with
yeah,
it.
Paul Bear. Right?
Paul Bear was some lost bet that McMahon had. It's like, fuck, dude. No,
He was a guy in the back that was like begging Vince, "Please let me on TV. Please let me."
All right, this is what you got to do.
Literally do anything you want.
He gave him an interview show.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going to pretend that Undertaker never did that whole American badass thing.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good.
I forgot until you
can't-
reminded me.
Unpopular opinion, one of my favorite takers is the American Badass Taker.
Very unpopular.
Coming out
that
to
wasn't
Limp
my
Bizkit.
cup.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Riding his Harley. I mean,
Yeah.
who is this guy?
Midlife crisis Undertaker.
And
Kid
then,
Rock Undertaker.
then
Midlife,
100%
mid-afterlife crisis.
will never. This will never change. Number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
I mean, on the mic, he was fine in the ring.
Yeah.
What?
That dude is America.
What?
His theme,
America.
like we're going to talk about when we talk
What?
about theme songs
Yeah.
and finishers and like
Yeah.
characters
He will
and
be
whatever.
brought up a
I mean,
lot.
come on, man.
Stone Cold's going to be talked about a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's at least he's in all of my notes. my notes is just a drawing of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Side note, Lewis first started taking these notes when we did the first episode of Multi Pop Show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Vest check. Steve Weiser.
Now, if you think Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the GOAT, give me a hell yeah.
Before we get to Jerry, we're going to take a quick little time out for a sponsor ad. Next time you're in downtown Greensboro, make sure you check out McGee Street Country and Cocktails, open Wednesday through Saturday. They have live music, full-service bar, farm fresh ingredients, seasonal cocktail menu, and a great space for private parties. They're also hosting a movie night the second Thursday of every month. Make sure you check them out at 113 West McGee Street, and you can find them at www.mcgeestreetbar.com.
So, like Brian mentioned earlier, me and him kind of come from the old school side of
The
things.
olden days.
The good oldie days. And I've got a couple that I really liked. First off was, you mentioned him, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Holy shit. This is a barber with a bunch of like...
With shears.
Another shit gimmick.
Yeah, right. Like, he had the Macho Man tassels too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, he did.
So he had the tassels and then the bow tie, right? And then the top that looked like it was like cut up because of his shearing hijinks, and then of course the giant shears. I mean, how the hell did this guy become so popular?
Right.
Could you imagine Vince like pitching that character to him?
Everything was against him. However,
Okay, here's what you're going to be a barber, okay?
And we don't just give you scissors. We're going to give you shears that you actually trim your hedges with.
So there's that guy, and then of course another one of my all-time favorites was the man Jake the Snake Roberts. This guy had some balls, didn't he?
yes.
He brought in. He had a great finishing move. He had the ultimate prop. He had a giant boa constrictor to come out with him at every match. He used it somehow as a weapon against his opponents. Let's see. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go Ultimate Warrior. I always preferred Ultimate Warrior to Hulk Hogan. I thought Ultimate Warrior had the best moves and the best, they both had the thing where they were beaten down and then they got their energy back
from the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Hogan had his his Hulkamania, listening for the crowd, but then God, it was so funny. It was so great to watch Ultimate Warrior get riled up and grab that top rope and just shaking it. And
Ultimate Warrior had a crazy look too. His physique,
he was unreal. He was actually a professional bodybuilder before he got into the WWF. Yeah, that's why he was sick ripped. Well, of course, it's the roids.
Well, that helps.
R.I.P.
Roids were encouraged back then.
Yes.
We get shout out to roids.
Don't forget cocaine.
That's what he did when he was
what's
bulking up.
up.
Yeah.
Don't forget cocaine.
This isn't a crime. We're providing wrestling entertainment.
That's right.
That's right.
And then I've just got a couple. Well, one honorable mention here. The fucking Brooklyn Brawler. This guy has gotten his ass kicked so many times.
This is true.
He is the ultimate guy you throw in to kill time.
Yep.
He did his job honorably. He lost. I think he won maybe twice.
If that.
He
was a
entire
filler
career.
match dude, though.
Yeah. And they would throw him in. He definitely came up, and he's got my respect. The Brooklyn Brawler.
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Trash bag. But he's got heart.
That's right.
Like Rudy.
Yes.
He's the Rudy of the WWF.
Rudy actually won, didn't he?
Semantics.
For his 2 minutes of playing time.
Right.
And he got his own fucking movie out of it, though.
Come on, man.
And a new Funko Pop, by the way.
Hey, oh.
Did not know that.
There's a Rudy
Okay,
one
we
coming
need
out.
a
fuck
Brooklyn
Rudy.
Brawler.
Yeah,
Funko
right.
Pop soon.
Yes, Funko. Let's get on that. Brooklyn Brawler.
I don't even know who you guys are talking about. It's a true story. So I just kind of watched wrestling, not seriously ever. I mean, I played the video games and stuff, like on PlayStation and Nintendo 64 and stuff. But I never really watched. I don't really know that much at all.
What are you doing here?
I don't know,
And
man.
we were
What
at
was I doing?
WrestleMania last year.
Yeah, I went
before
to
your brother
I
who
went to
loves
WrestleMania.
wrestling.
Just like they were like,
Can you
we
please
were on
tell the world the WrestleMania story of Flather's bachelor party?
So we were at a bachelor party for my boss, Chris Flathers, who will never be on the show.
Ever.
And we were just down there, and who was it that said they really wanted to go?
Oh, Gottlieb. Shout out to Jason Gottlieb.
Yeah, Gottlieb
From the
was like-
first day of the
He was like,
7-day bachelor party,
you
day
guys-
one.
This is in Tampa, and
Yeah.
he's like, you guys, WrestleMania is going to be in town, and we're like, wasted. We're like, I don't fucking care. Yeah,
This is awesome.
This sounds like an awesome idea.
The night before, was it the night before?
It was the night
It was the
before.
night before WrestleMania. We're all wasted in a casino, and he brings up the idea to a bunch of drunk, impressionable people.
Yep.
And we're like, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go tomorrow. We get up, hung over to the brim of existence.
It was worse than my birthday.
And
That was pretty bad.
where you woke up in a flower bed.
Yeah, this was still worse than that.
That's a fact. So we go to this. We wake up. We pile in a fucking 16-passenger van. And like, I mean, we're passing by Disney World and Universal Studios, and I'm just like, yo, fuck WrestleMania. Let's
you
go
guys
do
just drop
that
me off
shit.
here, please.
Yeah.
Pick me up when it's over.
And we almost did.
We almost did. Kenny was pushing it. Shout out
We
to
were
Kenny.
so close.
Gottlieb was so mad because he's driving. He's the only one excited to go to WrestleMania.
He's sober as shit. He's like fully pumped.
Yep, and we're all
And
like,
we're passing
fuck
by these
this.
places. I'm like, I was like, fuck it. I was like, fuck it. I'll go to SeaWorld. I don't care. And it was just, and we went and we had a really good time.
We
And
had a good time, but this was the only time I've ever hung out with 7 other grown-ass men at a sporting event, and none of us had a drop of alcohol. That is how hungover and tired we were after this bachelor party fiasco. I mean, we were on our last fucking fuse there. We didn't even order like soda. Like we didn't get shit. We just
didn't
walked
watch-
into WrestleMania and watched.
We didn't watch the end of that Undertaker fight.
No, we didn't.
Because it was drawing on, and Undertaker's old as fuck. Speaking of which, didn't he fucking retire?
He was supposed to retire after that. That's
He was-
obviously
he was
not
like
the truth.
he was like all crying and sad, and everyone was, oh yeah, good for you.
Was that when he left his
I
hat?
was
That's when he
crying.
left his hat.
Was that when he left his hat and Jack in the ring?
Yeah,
I was crying.
The
Same.
funniest thing,
But
though,
now
we're
he's-
at WrestleMania, and we really don't want to be there, only because we were really hungover. But I remember you said that Skylar was texting you. I'm getting texts like, oh my God, you're at fucking WrestleMania. And I'm like, I will switch places
like,
with
please,
any of you right now just because I want to go to
don't
bed.
want to be here.
Yeah, because that was like a 7-8 hour show.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
rough.
Yeah.
It was all day. Gronk,
Outside in
Gronk's
Yeah,
Gronk
Gronk
was
was there.
there.
That's right. Oh, I bet your fathers had a hard on for that.
We actually missed that.
Oh no!
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we walked in right after that.
Yep.
I guess yeah, because it would have started at like 5 o'clock.
Gronk-
Gronk's
was
the best
early
player in the
as shit.
NFL. Hey, how about them socks, huh?
I still got my heart on right here.
Hey, we missed Gronk. Hey, we turning around. We're going home. We're going to go home and watch the replay.
going to Universal.
NC.
Shout out
so-
Chris Flathers.
Yeah. Hashtag fucking Tampa. So I've just got a top 5 real quick, which, I kind of
Right.
remember watching them. And
You're fine.
So I've got Shane O'Mac as my number 5.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
he's
Comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
real fun. Yeah, like real fun to just watch. He can literally fly, like jump from the outside of the ring with a
can
chair.
literally
As,
fly.
as long as he has a chair, he can
American
jump from
hero.
the outside of the ring to the inside
To
of the ring.
anywhere in the world.
Hit them. Yeah.
And for
then-
someone
I
who wasn't
can
really a
show you
professional
the
wrestler,
world.
he took
Instant
some of the worst
dude,
bumps.
he took some
True.
fucking pain.
True that.
Wouldn't he? Didn't he fight
He was fighting
at WrestleMania? He did.
Shit.
He wrestled AJ Styles at that one.
Yes,
Yes, he did. Because that was when I
He
first heard
jumped
the name.
And that was probably one of the best matches on that card.
It was
Yeah, it
definitely
was.
the best match
It
to me
was.
because he jumped from one turnbuckle to the other
Coast to
one.
coast.
Yes, that's what. That is actually what it's called. With he had a chair was involved.
It was.
It was
You're
involved. Anyway, all right. So Shane O'Mac's number 5. Shane McMahon. Number 4 is Mankind.
Yeah.
Because
Good call.
he just took all that punishment.
You
know.
just like guys that get their
Ass
ass kicked by
handed to him.
themselves.
Yeah. Plus, he was like, what was it, Dude Love and
Yeah.
Cactus
He was
Jack.
Cactus Jack.
Nailed it. Look at you remembering names.
Yeah, thank you, Nintendo 64.
That's not even on his notes.
Right.
It's not on my notes. No. I literally only have 5 names on my notes and 5 numbers, 1 through 5.
Perfect.
My number 3 is The Rock because he's fucking hilarious.
Finally, The Rock has come back to the WWF. But The Rock is cooking.
His interviews where he like shushed people. Absolutely
His backstage
hysterical.
interviews are
Dude,
hilarious.
so-
Legendary.
So fucking funny to me.
The asking the question and then immediately it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He hit the best of them with it.
Let's see. My number 2 is Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Austin 316. More about him later. And my number 1, ever since I was a kid, only because no one was really doing like high risk maneuvers and shit back then. And I've kept true to this because I've liked him forever, which you are changing right before my eyes, Skylar. Sting isn't even your favorite fucking person anymore.
Who are you?
Life is
Yeah,
life,
really.
man.
I don't know my brother.
Life is life, dude.
So my number 1 is Rey
Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio. I knew you'd say that.
Because he was
Shout
all
out
doing
to the Cholos.
He was doing all the flips and shit.
He was way
back
ahead
then.
of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. And funny fact,
Funny
I don't
fact.
think I've ever told you this.
Funny fact.
because it's really embarrassing. I used to think he was Asian.
Really? Did you really?
He has Mexican tattooed across his stomach.
Dude, the graphics weren't that great back then on 64. You couldn't read that. You couldn't
I
read
forgot
it.
you're going straight off of the video.
Right. Jordan's never actually seen him wrestle. He's just played at him on a game.
Awesome.
I've been to 2 events. It was we went to Fall Brawl that one time.
King of the Ring.
That's what I said. with Dad, and Ultimate Warrior made a comeback. I did not make that up.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Were you there?
I was
this on the
at a
video
match.
game?
I was at a match. The card, the image was a tank, and fucking Ultimate
remember.
Warrior came back, and that was
I'm
the one.
not-
With,
I'm not saying you're
there?
wrong.
This sounds like a Call of Duty
a-
game.
and my honorable mention is Karl Malone.
Oh my god.
The Jazzmanian Devil.
Oh yeah, team up with old DDP.
That Bash at the Beach match is one of the worst wrestling matches.
That looked like it hurt.
Oh, it do. Him and who teamed with Hogan? It was Rodman. Dennis Rodman, as a matter of fact. That's right.
Goodness.
Just a bunch of power slams. That was all they
I really think they were in season too when they
Yeah.
were having
Oh,
these
yeah.
matches.
Yeah.
And the Bulls had one going on their second three-peat, I think.
Yeah.
You know, Rodman didn't give a fuck, though.
Not even a
He
little.
didn't
bit.
do whatever.
really
I'm
give a
fucking
fuck about
Madonna.
him.
My hair looks like a rainbow. I'm
Right.
good.
What's that, Dennis?
I'm gonna marry
You're
myself.
doing what now? We told you not to do that.
Before we get to me, we're going to take a quick little time out for one of our sponsor spots. We'd like to take the time to thank one of our sponsors, Andrew Newman, attorney at law. Located here in Greensboro, North Carolina, he can assist you with your criminal as well as traffic violations, and his practice includes Guilford, Forsyth, as well as all surrounding counties. To set up a free consultation, you can contact him at 336-663-2388, and you can also visit him on his website, attorneynewman.com. So some honorable mentions here. I am going to go first honorable mention, my boy Zeus, a.k.a. Debo from Friday.
Devo.
He was actually in the WWF briefly.
Uh-huh.
He actually and he had a
Lester.
tag team match. Yes, Tiny Lester is the real name. He had a tag team match where there was him, Macho Man versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
Oh wait, no, it was Hulk Hogan.
Hulk.
It was Hulk Hogan, and I watched a replay last night, and it was fantastic. So I got to go with Zeus, and then
Punk.
My grandma gave me that chain.
my grandma gave me that chain.
He gonna cry in the car.
So before Friday, we had Zeus. And then, I don't know if you remember this movie. There was a movie where it was him and Hulk Hogan called No Holds Barred. It is
Yes.
80s terrible,
I don't think
as
I've
I like
ever
to call
seen
it.
it,
Oh,
but-
it's bad.
That's amazing.
But when you're young, growing up watching WWF, and it's
Right.
a movie with Zeus and Hulk Hogan, you're going to go watch it. Now, I didn't go to the theater and watch it. I rented it at the video store like a normal kid, but it was fucking the
tape.
Sid Vicious is my second honorable mention. I know I mentioned him earlier. Just his whole roided out fucking persona was incredible.
That dude was scary.
He is scary.
He
as
had a very
shit.
hard time speaking, though.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes, but one of my favorite things is the Snapchat filter, though, of him
Oh my
going.
God,
that
yes.
is probably one of my favorite Snapchat filtered WWF stars.
Have you ever seen the promo of him backstage where he's like, "Oh, damn it, I messed up," and Mean Gene's like,
like, we're live.
I've got a question for you. We all know that you can bring the heavy offense, but there are a lot of skeptics that think that perhaps you can't take it, that you can't take the punishment that Diesel will give you tonight. How do you address those skeptics?
Well, the skeptics and all the people that have a little bit of... Let me do this again.
Oh, it's live, House.
We're live, Sid. Keep going.
By the way, shout out to Mean Gene, man. That dude doesn't get
Yes.
enough credit.
No.
God, I love Mean Gene. So those are my honorable mentions there. As far as my list, Jordan already went The Rock.
Yeah.
Got to be on there. I don't have any particular order, by the way. And we're going to get into, finishing moves and all that later. But just the persona, to me, he really... the early kind of mid-90s, to me, wrestling was kind of in the dark ages, and Rock and Stone Cold brought him out of there.
Absolutely.
And it was just electric. You know, he was the most electrifying man in entertainment back then. And you know, who would know that he would go on to be one of the highest paid fucking actors?
Unreal.
The highest paid actor.
Yeah, the highest paid
He is
actor.
in every single movie
Ever.
Like this year.
They don't even give him credits anymore because you're just like,
just
all
in
right,
it.
the new The Rock movie.
They don't even name him.
The new Dwayne Johnson movie.
Right. You know his name.
No one else, just The Rock.
Yep.
Number 2, I really thoroughly enjoyed fucking Booker T.
The kid, you dig that sucker?
Wait,
Throw
you
that out
enjoyed
there.
fucking Booker T.
Phrasing.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed watching Booker T wrestle.
Love Booker T.
And talk shit.
When he dropped the N-bomb, it was like,
Yes.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. You can see the
Can you
immediate
dig and
regret in his
suck
mouth.
up? All that stuff. You know,
That,
six-time world champion.
that segment with Booker T and Stone Cold in the
the
grocery
grocery
store.
store.
Yes. And just the whole looking at his hand and all that
times.
shit.
Rooney.
5 times.
Oh my goodness gracious!
He was
Booker T
great.
was great. And then I got to go with the great one, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You know, just by far entertaining
had to
off the
say
ring, on the ring, the whole 9 yards. The robe. I was expecting you to wear the Eagles robe today. The
I
Eagles Ric
really
Flair
should
robe.
have. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
So dumb.
But you know, he started off in WCW, and to me, he is
I'll be right back.
WCW.
Him, Four Horsemen.
No, I'm gonna go get my robe. real quick.
I was like, yeah, him, the Four Horsemen. I mean, that whole thing is what saved WCW, and then Sting.
right,
And a little fun fact: Sting and the Ultimate Warrior came up as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sting used to kind of look like the Ultimate Warrior as far as the
Like when he
the
was
face
Surfer
paint goes.
Sting, yeah.
Surfer Sting, and then he
Pre-Crow.
did- pre-Crow Sting. But you
Pre-Crow
know,
team.
you don't talk about WCW without talking about Ric Flair,
Right.
And he was, you know, just briefly on the WWF, and those are my honorable mentions
like-
and my shout
Are we gonna do a whoa?
I feel like
or-
Ric Flair,
we're gonna
Ric
do a
Flair
whoa?
like popularized what modern wrestling is. Oh my god.
Have you seen Ric Flair's 30 for 30?
It's brilliant.
No, I have not.
it's
Oh, wait, no, I have. I'm sorry.
Incredible.
It was good. I saw it when I was
that
shit-faced, so I
dude
need to
had
watch it
some
again.
sex.
This guy fucks.
The American Dream does their role.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Cool. All right, so then
What next?
moving on next, we'll do let's do favorite finishing moves. All right. And then
Bangarang.
kick it
Let's
off
go.
and then go right back around.
Let's go.
Or should
Let's
we
frickin'
go here
go.
and then go there.
Frick it. Let's jump around. Whoever wants to say some shit.
Jordan,
It don't
why
matter to me.
You go first since you don't
shit.
know anything.
Okay. let me go to my notes.
Right.
Jordan's gonna say his favorite finishing move is Peter North's.
Oh my god.
Wow. Although he does have some length. I mean, he's got duration and and trajectory. You know what I mean?
Trajectory.
Like those aren't short clips. You know what I mean? Anyways.
All right.
Wide lens.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about a
Now that we're back from the commercial break.
Okay, sorry. Oh man, I don't have any notes for this. But so my favorite finishing moves, let's see, as they pop in my head. My favorite finishing move of all time, I already told you guys or asked you guys what it was called. It's called
Impaler.
the Impaler.
The Impaler DDT.
Inverted
And it's
Impaler.
by this guy named Gangrel. He was in the Brood with That's it. That's known for their
that was surprisingly
their,
good.
Their,
That was
blood,
good.
their bloodbaths were awesome and stuff when the lights would turn off. And
Like from the movie
I
Blade.
actually had nightmares about them.
no wonder I like him so much.
Yeah, right? He's Blade.
we know
He's
now.
a white blade.
And that theme song bumps,
He's a
y'all.
Wade Wilson.
He was probably in Blade. He was there the whole time.
We will
He was,
get into
he was the
intro songs
director.
here
He was the director.
Oh my god. Directed by Gangrel. That's awful.
Sarah McLaughlin's "In the Arms of an Angel" would be my entrance music if I were a professional wrestler.
that would be a good question to have at the end of the show. What would be your intro song? We'll figure that out.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Now
I've
you got
already
time to write
wasted
down
mine. Let's see, the Impaler, the Stunner, the Stone Cold Stunner.
Of course.
Of all time. I mean, if you don't flop after the Stone Cold
Oh
Stunner.
my God, the best was when like The Rock would sell.
Yes.
Anytime
Yes.
The Rock would flip out of the ring. He would do a back handspring.
He would be in the audience after.
It's so funny to watch Austin try and find him because he never knows where he's going to end up.
So those, let's see, 1, 2, and my third favorite would be the Tombstone Piledriver.
Yep.
I love the Tombstone Piledriver because it's like I've always wanted to do it to an actual human being, like in a real fight. Like, man, fuck. Look around, like everyone's like, oh shit, oh my God.
That's one of the
Jordan.
That's one of those moves that could actually kill you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah. And then like cross his arms when he's dead on the
Right.
ground, then I'd be wanted for murder.
Right.
But
Put pennies on his eyes.
yeah.
Go all out. Go full fucking Boondock Saints on him.
Yes. Jesus. Okay. Do I have a fourth one?
No.
Okay. Well, fuck me
I thought
then.
that was only 2.
No, I did. That was 3.
Because he did
Stone Cold Stunner.
Gangrel.
God,
Oh,
keep
Gangrel.
up, man.
Gangrel,
Keep
sorry.
up. It's like I'm talking to a Puerto Rican wall.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
Do they have Puerto Rican walls?
Are there
We don't
walls
need
in Puerto
any.
Rico?
We're an island.
No walls. All right, I think I'm done. I think. Wait, who had? Wasn't there like a 540 somersault off the top?
450.
What did I say?
450.
I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game.
Yeah,
He would tell me how he would fuck with you all the time.
That's Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
yeah. When Tony Hawk had that little
The
stick.
900. Yeah, that was a finishing move. Yeah. Lewis, what are your top moves right there?
Alrighty. This is in no particular order. I've always liked Brock Lesnar's F5.
That shit is impressive.
It's very impressive, especially when he would do it to like the Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
all
That
800
was
pounds of
yoked.
him.
Unreal. I'm just going to go ahead and Tombstone.
Shout out to Roids.
Yeah.
This show sponsored by Roy's. Get them from anywhere in Mexico.
Tombstone and Stunner are both on my list, so I'm not going to talk about that. Randy Orton's RKO.
Out of nowhere.
I really like DDP's Diamond
All cutters.
Nice.
But Orton's
Yeah.
kind of took it to the next level.
He did.
And there's some where like guys are jumping off the top rope. And it's
Evan
It's awesome.
Bourne's finisher
Yeah,
was
it's
like
awesome.
what is that? Where it's the moonsault, but
Shooting star. Yeah.
press, and Randy Orton caught him in an RKO like mid flip. It's stupid.
It's an awesome move. Always loved the sweet chin music.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Such a clap off that. Like,
Super kicks are so
I
dope.
was just telling Jerry how upset I was when I found out he slapped his thigh.
That's not somebody's face.
Right. Yeah, I really thought that he was kicking them in the chin.
That hard.
And it made that noise.
I don't want to kick somebody in the face like that.
for sure.
And then one that I think was kind of underrated. It's a submission. I thought Bret Hart's sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
That
Thank you.
looked so painful.
Yep.
Bret
That's,
Hart-
that's
like-
an
they made it
incarnation of the figure 4 leg lock, right?
yeah,
Kind of,
Kinda.
or like
He
a
would-
stinger.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Scorpion
That's what it
Deathlock.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many times I tried to put my little sister
Right.
in a sharpshooter. And
This is a sibling
Literally
episode
trying
right
to kill
here.
her.
Yeah.
for sure.
You're not walking anymore, bitch.
Yeah.
Let her out of the
Anybody that
sharpshooter.
watch wrestling, you have siblings, you have attempted to put them in some fucking finishing move at
absolutely.
least
The
once
best,
in your life.
the best like 7 months of my life
Hey,
was when we bought that trampoline.
I was about to say, if you had a trampoline, it was over.
Yep, that was so awesome. I would always be the one that would have shit done to him, and you would always like power bomb me and shit.
And then
The power bomb.
I always thought
bomb's a dope
I always thought Eddie Guerrero and RVD's frog splashes were
Frog splash.
crazy,
Awesome.
insane. Especially Rob Van Dam because it actually looked like he was in so
Every
much
time.
pain after he hit it.
Yeah.
And
Rad.
yeah,
Nice. What about you, Jerry?
Well, I've only got really one that I do like a bunch. I do love the stunner. I do love the theatrics after the stunner. But my all-time favorite is anytime Mr. Perfect spit his gum out and swatted it in your face and then hit you with the perfect
Plex.
I thought that was the funniest shit I've ever seen
Mr.
in my life.
Perfect.
Not only did he just spit his gum in your face, he just like crushed your face into the mat.
Injury to insult.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
he hit the perfect plex on Big Show once before Big Show was in decent shape.
Yeah.
And I think it was in WCW, and it was like the craziest feat of strength I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect was awesome.
Brian, you go.
Well, I mean, we covered a bunch of them. You know, the
Yes, we
figure four
have.
leg lock, the flying elbow smash from Macho Man. That's my shit. You know, I mean, everybody attempted to do this on either a friend, a relative, or sibling at
the
some
time.
point in time. And
Parent.
You know, you just gotta. I'm pretty sure my dad fucking gave me a couple of these. Probably well deserved too.
Yeah.
But you know, the rock bottom, another classic. The leg drop from Hogan.
The rock bottom, is that where he like hooked your leg and just like
It was
slammed you both
more
down?
like wasn't it?
The
no,
rock-
he had the people's elbow.
people's
Was that
elbow.
what
Rock
yeah.
bottom was
He
like
had
a
He
choke
locked
slam, but with his.
It was kind of, but
Yes,
They both
yes.
went down,
and then he
too.
would finish it with
Yeah.
the people's elbow.
That
Yes.
shit was cool.
When he
It
would
was,
smell
it was
the
a
air.
couple combinations.
take his
The
wrist.
Brahma.
Oh god,
Bull.
that was so cool. I love him.
So those, you know, those are my big ones right there. Skylar, who you got?
I've got a couple of newer age ones because,
Nice.
like, you know,
You're a new age guy,
right?
You're
One
a new age kind of guy.
But I mean, the Austins, the Rocks, the Tombstones, all of those guys. Chokeslam, it never gets old.
Never.
Kevin Nash's Powerbomb is one of my favorites, just because a
good
Powerbomb in general is just really, really dope to me. Kevin Owens does a pop-up Powerbomb right now, which is really cool to see. But there's a guy in, actually, I guess he's on the main roster now. His name is Cedric Alexander, and he does this move called the lumbar check, where he throws them up and drops their back on his knees. And it's unbearably impressive to see. Seth Rollins does a curb stomp. Which
what
is,
the fuck is that? Wow.
Yeah.
You might wanna-
Might have
It's
to put
no longer
American
called a
History
curb
X
stomp.
sample
It's
on
just
that.
the stomp.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see how that would have
Right.
changed.
Yes.
They actually even took the move away from him for like a year and a half or so. And
It was too easy for kids to do
Bingo.
on the planes.
I believe it.
You can't be curb stomping people.
So
Just go around.
so they
curb
gave it
stomping
back.
people.
But then there's the 3D, you know, the
the
Dudley Death
Dudleys,
Drop
Yeah,
when they would
that
do
was
that
cool.
move.
like
and
on the
there's-
ladders and tables
Right.
and shit.
Yes.
And now there's two guys that do a move similar to that, where one picks them up and the other one catches them into the code breaker, and they call it the shatter machine. If you know Jericho's move where he like drops their chest on his knees,
Right.
One guy picks him up for that elevation, and then they fall on his knees. Real dope stuff. I love good, innovative like tag team
Yes.
moves, finishers like
Sounds
that.
pretty awesome, actually.
It's kind of a lost art in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
the-
everyone's such a huge star by themselves now.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
So
true.
I forgot to mention one that I really love. I'm sorry, but when Goldberg speared people,
Yes.
it
Nobody has quite speared people like Goldberg could.
It
Like,
It's
my
so-
chest would hurt just
it's
watching
so
it.
safe now.
it hurts. Like, I mean, watching their head whip back and forth, and
Yeah.
they die.
Now, before we
he's
get
a
to the
murderer.
next segment, though, what is your least
favorite
finishing move? Mine, I'll go ahead and start it off right now, is the mandible claw. I'm
Really?
sorry. I'm just not a fan of Mr. Sacco and the claw. I thought it was so fucking stupid.
Really gross.
So that's I know. I'm sorry, Jordan. Jordan's so upset.
No,
right
I'm
now.
all right with that answer. Actually, I'm pretty okay.
It's
with
my
that.
least favorite finishing move.
You just bite. You just bite down.
So are we talking like least believable?
Or no, just least favorite or least
Whenever,
believable.
whenever you
either
see
one.
people do it, the guy
You're
with the
just
person
like,
like,
oh, this is fucking.
Well,
shit.
I hated the people's elbow. I thought
Okay.
that was stupid, and I don't understand how anyone would be impaired for 3 seconds after a people's elbow. And then another one that I never understood how it ever got a 3 count was the fucking worm.
Oh my God, Scotty Too Hottie.
Shout out Too Hottie. Air horn the shit out of that one.
He did the worm, and then he did the little chop on your chest. Somehow it was over.
Game over.
You were in a coma.
No one was
for 3
kicking out of
minutes.
that.
Man.
Skylar, who you got as your
I don't-
worst
like
or least favorite?
My least favorite. I've always kind of had a mild problem with striking finishers. Like some of them are pretty dope, like Sweet Chin Music. One guy does a or like a big boot or something like that. But like for people that aren't the Big Show and their finisher is a punch to the face. You know, I could believe the Big Show, his called like the KO punch or something like that, where I could believe that because his fist is the size of your head. But for other people who have like, oh, it's the power of the punch, it's like, all right, it's just a punch in the face. You guys have literally been punching this entire match. So,
this punch is different.
right, exactly.
The crowd is involved in this punch.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny Rand.
One that I love a good Death Valley driver, you know, the fireman carry slam
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. And that's kind of the reason why I don't like Cena's F5 or FU, whatever. The attitude adjustment. I'm so sorry, guys. Keeping it PG.
We're in the PG era.
The PG era.
It
Because
used to be
it's
called the
too
FU.
elevated or something. I don't know. I just have a problem
So he like does the fireman carry and then
and
throws
then essentially
him.
just throws him off, and I don't like it as much.
They do a flip.
They do a flip. It's cool.
Lewis to the rescue for his boy Cena.
I love John Cena. But.
J-Don, who you got as your least favorite?
Oh, man, I've always thought that Hogan's leg drop was just the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It cuts off the air directly.
Sure it does.
Hey, I loved it on the video games, and I loved watching it when I was a kid.
Like, if I could watch
Like,
him,
it's not the most death-defying thing on the planet by any means.
If I could watch Hogan as Thunderlips
Yes.
from Rocky 3, I think he would be a much better wrestler.
If he just called everyone meatball.
We're going to take pictures after this?
My least favorite would have to be Gold Dust.
Don't you dare.
Shattered Dreams?
Wait, which one?
Didn't he like kick him in the balls and then he puts his ass in their face?
That was
No.
Rikishi.
Wasn't that Bam
I
Bam
would hate
Bigelow?
that, too.
Which one?
Goldust did have a move where he kicked him in the balls, but I don't
Shattered
think
Dreams.
the Shattered Dreams, right?
Was that his finisher, though?
No, because he did the.
That was a setup move to the finisher.
Was it some kind of something or another?
Who's
the fat guy that puts his ass?
Rikishi,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
That
I like.
one was real
I don't
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Because,
Hey, he was thick.
but yo, every time he with two Q's, like
Right.
when,
Oh, my God.
I couldn't help it. I was looking at my lips every time he came on screen. I was like, damn,
Oh, okay. All right.
damn.
PG era. Come on.
right?
Yeah, fuck that. This is multi.
Are you going to fuck up
You
our
gonna do it?
name?
No, I was gonna. We'll do a big pop later. We'll do a big pop later.
Stan, what do you got over there? Our sound engineer over here. By the way, we've been recording the last couple episodes at On the One Studios. Make sure you check these guys out. It's 503 East Washington, correct? I believe that's the address. That is correct. 503 East Washington. Check them out on the One Studios. Phenomenal area for
place is
bands,
huge.
music, the whole
I
nine
love this
yards. We are in heaven. We fucking love it here. So Stan, our lovely sound engineer, what do you got for us as far as your take on the wrestling
He
world?
just called you low.
Oh man, so I grew up really old school. God, Rock and Roll Express.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I don't.
Demolition.
I don't know what that is.
The Dragon, the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, Ivan and Nikita Koloff.
Wow.
That was my day
Gotcha.
back in there. So, I'm a little bit more old school than you guys.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
You got us. Now I don't feel so
Props to
old.
the-
So
Right.
JYD, Junkyard Dog.
Oh, yes.
Didn't
I
they have
still
a
like,
cartoon? Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Saturday morning
Remember that.
cartoons.
And then I still like, who was it with Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Is that the guy that was on Spider-Man? Bonesaw is ready.
That's Macho Man.
I know
Jordan.
who it is. I know who it is. I know what I'm doing.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan was, wasn't he on that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
Time Cop?
Bloodsport? Was that the white guy? Maybe it wasn't. I'm probably making that up.
He looks very similar. But I
Probably
don't think
that's what.
the same
Okay.
guy.
Cross-eyed guy. Got it.
Isn't that the dude from Revenge of the Nerds? Is
Time
that
Cop?
the same guy? Stop talking about Time Cop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for part 1 of 2 for our wrestling podcast. The next episode will be out soon, so be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, be sure to send us some comments on the Contact Us form of our website, and we look forward to catching up with you on the next one. Thank you so much for listening, and take care.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Pop Culture as Fuck, presented by Multi-Poptural. Be sure to check us out at our website for all the latest news and notes. You can find us at www.popcultureaf.com or multipoptural.com. And we'll see you next week, you filthy animals.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.